Hey boys, what's going on? Songguy Clazo here today, guys, and today I'm bringing you some more Unearthed Prophecy spoilers. Now, yesterday there was a ton of spoilers released with PC Gamer and some other ones that were released by Duelists themselves. The PC Gamer ones are going to be in another video that's going to come out today. So today's going to be only the 4 cards that came out that Duelists released on their Twitter. So, the first card that we're going to talk about is a Songguy spell. Now, this card is called Twilight Reiki, I think. I don't know. I'll probably say that wrong. It's a 5-mana legendary spell with put 3 random Songguy minions into your action bar. They cost 1 less. Now, this card is pretty cool, man. If you're playing Kalios, this keeps your hand refilled with minions, which is really nice because to play Kalios, you got to have a ton of minions on board. The one thing I don't like about this card that I think everyone really doesn't like about this card, that it's RNG, but RNG is never going to go away. This card still might be playable just because they cost 1 less. So the mana reduction is very important here. If there was no mana reduction here, I don't think the card would see play. Just because there's mana reduction here, I think that the card might actually see some play in some minion variant of decks for Songguy. So I think it's a pretty cool card. I mean, Songguy can get you some pretty good minions. It can get you some bad minions. If we look through here, I mean, most of their minions are good. Katera, Chakris, Kaido Assassins, Battle Pandos, Woes. Celestial Phantom isn't the greatest. Gorehorn, Jade Monk. I mean, a lot of their minions aren't bad. Like, Sparrowhawk's probably like the worst thing you could get, or like Ace. But like, a lot of their other minions really aren't bad. Even like a Kindling is still a 3/5 body, and if you're getting it for what, 3 mana as a 3/5, that's still pretty good. Like, most of their minions are pretty good. So I still think the card's going to be very, very playable. And that's really it with this card. I really like it a lot. Like I said, definitely think it's going to see play in some Kalios support. If you look at other cards in Songguy, this kind of pairs well with like Heaven's Eclipse. Like, if you think about it, well, it doesn't pair well with it, but it's like, this card reminds me of that. Just because they're both 5 mana and they draw you 3 cards, but this is all minions and they just cost 1 less, which is nice. Heaven's Eclipse does draw from your deck though, which could be a plus side on that. So, yeah, we'll definitely see what happens. I definitely think it's going to see play, so I'm very excited for this card. Not that I play a lot of Songguy, because I don't, but I do like Songguy minion decks over Songguy, like, Spell High decks. I'm not a fan of Spell High. Anyways, on to the next card. This card is a legendary line art artifact. This card is called Halobulwark. It's a, like I said, it's a legendary 5-mana artifact with minions nearby your general have force field. They did mess up on the text before you guys say, oh, enemy minions, enemy minions. It's not. It's supposed to say friendly minions nearby your general have force field. They already corrected it on, like, everywhere, because everyone was saying that. When the game comes out, that's what it'll actually say. So, anyway, this card's pretty cool, man. This card can be really deadly if you have a board state. The problem with this card is if you don't have a board state and play this, it's going to be really hard to regain tempo after playing this if you don't have any minions on board and you're not in control. This is a card that you're going to have to play when you're in control of the game. It's a cool card. Probably won't see play in most decks. We probably won't see it unless we're playing like maybe like an artifact line art list. I mean, this with Dawn's Eye would be crazy. This not ever dying is nuts with your minions. Is nuts. Or if we see a really, really, really minion heavy line art deck, which most of the time we do with the additions of like Holy Immolations and Trinityos. Normally line art decks are very minion heavy. Maybe we'll see like a copy of this. I don't think we'll see any more than 1 copy of this in a deck, unless you're running, like I said, a very heavy artifact deck with a bunch like maybe like 3 Regalias and like 2 of these and a bunch of minions. Maybe we'll see, and maybe like a Dawn's Eye. But other than that, it probably won't see play. It's very high statted for. It is a good artifact. Giving your minions force field is nuts. But I mean, as 5 mana, you have to have control of the board. It's very situational. Like, you can't play it if you're behind on board, which sucks. Like, with Regalia, you can play it even when you're behind on board because it gives you attack, and most of the time you can kill off a minion or 2. With this, you don't get no attack, and it puts you behind to get attacked. So, I'm very afraid of this card. if your opponent gets it going, though. This card looks like it can be deadly in certain decks. Let's keep going on, though. Our next card we're going to talk about, this one, I think, out of all the cards that were released yesterday, this was the one I was most excited for. And like I said, I'm not a very big Songguy player, but I do like to play Kalios, and this card's going to fit perfectly with that. This card is called Internat II Painter. It's a 6-mana, 3/4 legendary Songguy minion with, at the end of your turn, transform all nearby enemy minions into 0/2 Pados that cannot be attacked. I love pandas, man. Love pandas. Keep giving us pandas, CPG. So, let's talk about this card. So first off, you can get use out of this card the turn you summon it if you have things like Jux in your hand, because if you play it on curve at 6, Jux is 0 mana, you can still play this. And maybe transform something that's big in the way into a 0/2 Pado, depending on your placement. Or if it's far away, you can Jux something around and get this over there, which is really nice. So this effect takes, like, this card's effect is amazing because it's at the end of your turn and not the beginning, and I think that's what makes this card a lot better than most people think. Because if it was at the beginning of your turn, you're playing a 6-mana 3/4 that does nothing. Since you're doing it at the end of your turn, you can get value the turn you play this, which is nuts. And then since Songguy has so much board manipulation, this card's going to be nuts because you can Dragon Seal around, you can Jux, if you're playing Kalios, you can BBS. So there's a lot of things this card can do. This card shuts down Mechazor if you get near it. I mean, this card shuts down every big minion that you put it next to, which is really nice. Even small minions it shuts down. But you do have to be careful because if you give your opponent too many 0/2 Pados, you know, they could potentially block you in and you're not able to attack them. So make sure you add things like Twin Strike in your deck if you're relying on this card to win, because Twin Strike can, you know, take care of those Pados for you, which is really nice. But I think this card's going to be a really good card. We're 100% going to see this card on ladder. We're definitely going to see it in a lot of Songguy decks. It does compete with Grandmaster Zendo. We could see this more in a control kind of Songguy list, maybe even a spell high type of list, just to shut down your opponent while you're casting all these big spells. Maybe, but we are 100% seeing an Eternity Painter in the future, in competitive, in every point of Duelist. Very excited for this card. I got one more card for you guys today. If I can get that. There you go. Now, we are moving on to the Truvia. Now, I have a 4-mana minion for you. His name's Wasteland Wraith. He's a 1/5 with, at the start of your turn, destroy this and all nearby minions. Wow. What can you say about that, man? It's a card that you're going to have to deal with if you don't want your board blown up. It's nuts. So this card's pretty cool, man. It is a 1/5, so it's weak on stats, but you're not playing it for the stats, right? You're playing it for its ability. So if your opponent does dispel this, you played a 4-mana 1/5, which kind of sucks, man. That's like a Kimono Charger with +2 health, which is awful. So you got to make sure your opponent doesn't, you know, dispel this or destroy it. So you need to play it, you know, safe. You need to play it when you know your opponent doesn't have any removal in hand. Like, you can't play this on 4 mana as player 2, and then your opponent is next and she's on a 5 mana or something like that, and you just, you know, like Blood of Airs it if you're playing Vitruvian. So you got to be very careful when playing this card, because if you play it and lose tempo with it and they dispel it, then you're going to be behind on board state and you have a shitty 1/5 on the field. So be very careful. But in the event that this does stay on board, you're going to be able to blow up your opponent's board, which is really nice. So when you play this, they're going to have to deal with it, and they're not going to play any more big minions out their hand for their next turn, because they're either going to try to deal with this or they don't want their big minions blown up if they can't deal with this. So in the event that it does stick, you're going to be able to blow up the board, get board control because it's going to be empty, and then you're able to play a minion yourself, which is very nice. So Wasteland's going to be, I think it's going to be a decent card. We may see it, we may not. I'm not sure yet. So I want to see how it performs in game. Right now, there's a lot of dispel and there's a lot of removal in the game, so it might not see as much play. If it does become popular, then it will. But if you are playing these in your deck, they also are dispel magnets, because like I said, you're going to have to dispel them, which is really nice with this card. So it can bait out removal and dispel, which is awesome. But other than that, that's really all I have for you guys today in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I try to slow it down for you. I know sometimes I talk very fast. It's just how I talk where I'm from. Everyone here is just very fast talkers. I'm trying to slow it down and try to go over these cards a little bit more with you guys. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. You guys know every subscription helps. But as always, I'm your boy Clazo. Hope you guys keep on dueling. I will see you guys next time.